Welcome back to Launch Your Life podcast. I'm so excited. It's another month, which means I've got our favorite astrologer beaming in from Europe on here. Inese, welcome to the show for our Astro report for April.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am excited to talk about everything, mostly Neptune, because it just changed signs, 0 degrees, first time in 165 years. We are like in precipice and on the edge of something really new. And we don't know because the energy is so subtle. Like Neptune's energy is like really subtle, like waters, like sub waters. Like under the earth. So it's like we feel like something's shifting and it feels exciting. But we also have, so kind of like to summarize the energy, there's still Mercury and Venus is retrograde in Pisces. North Node is Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, last kind of degrees. So all of those Piscean energies, we are still the energy, one moment is a little bit forward, and then the next moment you'll be like, oh, I need a 24-hour nap. It can feel like that at this time. So it's like an ending and beginning energy simultaneously, plus the Neptune, like overarching. Adjusting to like such a big cycle, it's going to take like few years. It's not
Yeah.
like somebody says like, oh, I felt the Neptune energy, like that's done, like now. No, like you are just starting. We don't even grasp fully like how it's going to unfold, but we can talk. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
share a little bit, like have you felt it, like have you, like when you read something or when your energy field, or from what we were talking before, like, do you want to share anything like comes through, or we just
First of all, the memes have been hilarious online.
oh my God,
Um,
yes.
so like Neptune was in Pisces since 2011.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the memes I've been seeing were like me the last, what was it, 15 years or something like that? Like how long was that?
14,
Yeah, like
14.
14 years, like people just hysterically crying, like sitting in a puddle of their own fucking tears. And then it turns into Aries and how like people like just like entering in every really fiery psycho character to every movie was like
Yeah.
the description I was seeing, and I was just laughing hysterically on it. I this was Sunday, right? Did it shift on
This
Sunday or
was
yesterday?
2 days ago, which could be any day, like I said before.
Yeah.
I
Where
don't
are
know.
we
Let me
on
check.
the planet?
Sunday. Yes, Sunday, exactly.
Okay, something did shift in me though. But I know there's a lot of Pisces into Aries going on, correct? Like
Ah,
also
very
over the
much so.
weekend, it was a new moon in Aries, and we're solar
Yeah,
wise, the
eclipse.
sun's
Yeah.
in Aries, and then we had an eclipse. Something snapped in me on Sunday, and I'll just
Mm.
like let this podcast people in on the secret, but like I put my third draft manuscript of my book. It's taken me 2 years of writing this book and then editing it twice myself. Once
Yeah.
myself, once with Grammarly. I did over 7,000 edits to it, took that finale, and I put it into AI. I put it into ChatGPT. And I said, listen,
Yeah.
dude, like me talking to the robots, I'm like, bro, this is taking me 2 years to write. Like, I put in 57,000 edited words. And I was like, formulate this, fix the structure, make sure the flow works well,
Yeah.
edit anything you think, keep it to my voice. It's gotten to know me for months now, a year now, AI
Yeah.
itself, like ChatGPT. And I was like, yeah, it's still working on it.
Really?
It's almost 3 days and it's still working on it. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
So I'm
love
like,
this. Yeah.
what changed was like up until then, I was like, no, these are my words. I'm writing this myself. Just like that energy of like, I'm gonna do this all myself. And then I'm like, okay, no, wait, I'm gonna have to hire an editor for $3,000 to $5,000
Yes.
to
That,
fucking do this. And it's probably gonna use AI. So like, let's be real.
yes. I think using it for like if you have the base and your voice, which is really important, when they get to know, understand like who you are at a really deeper level, there's I think I think we are learning to interact with AI in a way that doesn't take away our integrity, authenticity, and I think it's fully possible.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people use it just to generate whatever, like soulless content. But if you do have the soul behind it already,
Mhm.
you have your voice, you have your words, and then you want to adjust it and the structure and the flow. I understand, like I would need help with that.
Right.
And why not? Like I
Right.
think really
This is
interesting.
the
I
future.
yeah.
This is the future. And I'm like, I will be one of the people spearheading this. I'll fucking spearhead this and be like, well, I'm either going to wait to have months, 6 months to a year of an editor going back and forth with
Yeah.
me and structural editors and format editors. And I'm not saying it's going to come out perfect, but it's going to come out more structured. I am going to add more story into it and then I'm fucking publishing it because anyone who's listening to this right now, also, I'm not trying to get on the New York Times bestseller list. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a rat's ass about that. That's not the goal. The goal is for me to have a dope manual and a process to get into the hands of thousands of people around the fucking world, man, who can get this and go,
Yeah.
yo, this is so good. Her processes are amazing. I like her vibe. I like her way. I like what else has she got? And the other thing is, I'm trying to write a book for all the processes I do have. I got two up the back end. I got two coming down the pipeline. I'm trying to write for. I need to move forward with this. I need to publish this. So I'm using AI. Welcome to the future, bitches. Uranus and Aries.
This is definitely Aries energy. This is going from like indecision, like taking a lot of time, which is fine. Sometimes we do need to take time, but some like Aries energy, especially like let's go deeper into spirituality because your book is like
Yeah.
a lot of, and maybe you share a little bit more about your book as we are talking, but going from Pisces energy, which is dissolution, letting go, togetherness, like globalization, like this union. There's like fusion together, like streamlining things, like dissolution of borders. Like we can see it on many different levels, like individually inside it's a more spiritual but it's less boundaries, like we want to save each other and all this spirituality is just fusing, but also there's no boundaries, there's no fire, there's a sometimes it just drains into the wrong person. There's has been a lot of that. It's been beautiful, but it's also been exhausting. Sometimes a lot of Pisces and also water energy when Cancer, not Cancer, Mars has been in Cancer, it can feel exhausting. So all of this Aries energy is kind of like, yeah, this April is going to be partially about, there's a part that is still endings and all of that, like with the Pisces energy and the planets, but there's a lot of let's get things done.
Yeah.
And also the Neptune in Aries is let's get things done, but it's more about a bigger let's go into it a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Let's do it, baby. Let's go.
Because so people think about it. So this is like Aries is the most potent and important degree of the zodiac, like first rebirth. So something big has ended and there's ego deaths, there's karmic death, there's a lot of loss and sadness. That's fine. We've been crying for no reason. A lot of us have been crying for no reason. But it's been there's also a lightness because we were at the end of this cycle of letting go and transmuting, alchemizing, all of that.
Mm.
Um, so this is the energy of beginning, of standing into something like a huge shift as a planet, as a humanity, as a like kind of part of something bigger. Like I think a lot of us feel it. That and there's a fire, there's like warrior energy.
Yeah.
There was something I'm gonna, yeah. So just to recap the Neptune in Pisces, so 2012 to this year. So the main themes were interconnectivity, spiritual unity. We learned more, we became more spiritual. And dissolution, like I mentioned, dissolution of boundaries, also dissolution of borders, like increased, like we can see this in different, like I said, geopolitical ways, like a lot of these migrations, multicultural integration, all of these things happen. Um, like work-wise and remote work, all of these kind of things. And the defining theme of Pisces is kind of globalization, unity. But I think it went maybe overboard a little bit. Like everything with Pisces can be just like, now we are like, okay, Aries is sovereign, it's self-leadership, it's we are sensing, and Aries is about the body, about the self. Like we are also, it connects to root chakra. So we are that divine spiritual energy. It's being connected deeply to root chakra. And for me, I see it as embodiment of the God self, like more of embodiment, because I think a lot of us lived like in upper chakras. The spirituality was a lot of here, a lot of talking, a lot of ideas, a lot of all of that. Now we're like, okay, how do we embody? Embody meaning feeling it, doing things, acting on the visions. Talking about like your spiritual incubator. How perfect is that? You want to share a little how we have a perfect synergy when we have this. Talk a little bit about
Yes.
your incubator, because this is literally going from Pisces, vision, dreams, ideas, to incubating and just birthing into the world. Action, meaning action.
Also, like my body and spirit are exploding right now because it's like this is how astrology can affect you. You know, these have been ideas I've had and things I knew I need to do. And then all of this astrology shifted, and it's that wave I needed to go. You're doing it. You're doing
Yeah.
it. So who is listening right now that's going like, fuck, I need to move forward with this. And I think that's what that Aries, I think, I know, you know, we teach. That's what that Aries energy is, right? It's like we need to take action. And I love how you just said it's in the root chakra.
Yeah. It's really fusing the divine and spiritual into the root chakra, not the crown. Like, obviously, we've been here, but fusing it down into the base chakra.
Yeah.
Imagine how beautiful it can integrate. Like, let's be here. Let's have full human experience. Let's be the best selves, not only meditation and visualization here now in this life. How exciting it is. Aries medicine is also exciting. Courage. Let's do stuff.
Yes.
Adventure.
So, like, if
How
you're listening to us, if you're in our world, like, you're probably feeling this with something, you
Yeah.
know? And that's why the idea incubator I had to get out of me. My master class that I just did about this, if you've been one of my clients for years, like, this is one of the processes I take you through is the manifestation current and that downward energy, right? Of it is an
Yeah.
idea form, an etheric form, and realizing that this is not about you. It's actually, it's got its own consciousness. These ideas we have, these
Yeah.
book ideas, these business ideas, like it needs to be made on the planet. It's not about us. It chooses us. It wants to work with us. It wants to co-create with us. This is magic, baby. This is divinization in action.
Yeah.
Divination. Like this is a spiritual concept, and bringing it down to the planet. That's what I'm fucking here to help people with. Like it's just straight up. So I am bringing that more publicly. I'm bringing that process out of me. I have a master class on it. I've been doing it with my clients for years. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
now
Exactly. Been
I'm
doing,
making
yeah.
now I'm making like the 9-step masterclass process. Like I'm turning it into a process and writing a book for it on the side, which is why I got to get the other book out, right? Because this one's already like, move, bitch, get out the way, like legit. Yeah. You're cracking up.
This is beautiful. This is like pure Aries energy. This is great. It's moving, like it's doing stuff. It's not Aries. Also, Aries goes and does stuff and then looks for the feedback. Like, what's like, okay, do we have anger? Do we have admiration? Do we have like like, and then Aries is not really afraid to be like, and Aries is associated with kind of like conflict and war, but because of Neptune, we are bringing the heart and the soul into the not the battle. Like, I even the last time I remember this concept, I don't want to see it as it's more like rising into the warrior like selves, but not to fight, but to be sovereign, to own ourselves, not to go to war with anyone, because there's also the other part. A lot of us will feel this sovereign sense of self, like this ownership of self, leadership of self, being custodian of self, and also our energies, like our frequencies, protecting. But that doesn't mean we are at war. It means we know clearly who gets close, who doesn't get close. So we are strong. The warrior is doesn't always. And also, oh, this is beautiful. Like that part of Neptune and Aries, there was a quote I shared on Instagram. Do not I'm gonna find
Go
it. It's
ahead, go
just
find it.
so many people have reshared it since then. Like even it's this post I used.
Um,
Uh,
can I say
just
that about the war thing too while you look for that? Look for the
yeah,
quote. Um,
it's here.
oh, you got it. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, never make the mistake of assuming the person of peace is unskilled at war. That's
Mm,
kind of Neptune in Aries. Like, do not
yes.
underestimate the spiritual warriors that we have. Like, often the wounded empath, like all of us that have to go through certain challenges and building ourselves up. A lot of people perceive us in a certain periods of time as like the kindness for weakness. Like I've seen it a lot. Now there's a rise of this really beautiful quiet power. It's like, okay, they will get to see that part. Like we are not afraid to like show like what's up when you mess with our energies or what's sacred to us. So I think it's beautiful. I love all about this energy. I think it's going to take time to integrate. But yeah, back to what you wanted to say something.
There was also a good meme I shared. I love how memes are just a vibe. I think it's
Yeah.
one of the only things getting our generation through what's happening on the planet.
Yeah, I love it.
But it was like, never be afraid to pause your healing journey to remind those who need to hear why you started it in the first place.
Love
And I
it.
was like,
Oh,
yo, yes,
yes.
yes, right? Okay. So
Mhm.
the other thing with, I think when a lot of people think war, they think battles, they think battlefield, they think that like clang clang, smash smash, war battle, like, and it's like actually what war is about is strategy,
Yes, very much
right?
so.
It's
I
not
love all of that.
about the end result on the battle. And I'm not excusing war on this planet. It's a destructive consciousness that needs
Hmm.
some deep fucking healing. But when we're talking about like on the war side of it, it's like war is actually strategy. And you could study that for your entire life of all of the
Hmm.
famous battles on the planet, because I like love history, and you
Yeah,
still wouldn't finish it. You still wouldn't finish your studies on it. There's that much strategy to it. So reminding people who are hearing this, like it doesn't need to be the battle. It's like, where are you going to battle in your life? How can you pull back from that where it's not necessary? Battling family, battling people online, battling people in comments, battling someone at work. And it's like, where could you strategize in your sole purpose with what you're here to do? Where your life
exactly.
is pulling you. Like
Yeah,
that's what this energy feels like.
very much so. It's about choosing. We are moving deeper into remember. It's always this really big push of Pisces into Aries. It's embodying all the spiritual so going a little bit more esoteric. There's another, what I felt also, there's new archetypes that are being awakened, new DNA, like new frequencies. Some of us are like frequencies that we have studied, we have mastery over from other lifetimes.
Mm.
Those are waking up. It's beautiful, it's really powerful. It's sometimes exhausting, but I think a lot of us by this point are quite aware of like when the body is integrating, let it, like you said just before we started, like listening to the body, being very intelligent, strategic, protective. Those are all sovereign in your decisions, knowing to think for yourself, all of that. And also the other thing that we will see more, which is different from Neptune in Pisces, is a lot of people will feel quite uncomfortable in this new energy because
Mm.
there's like so also it's nothing to do with you. You do not have to save. It's not your journey. It's more like pulling back. Pull back, focus on
Mm.
you. What is, not in an egotistical way, not in any kind of sense, but focusing on what you came here to do. A lot of the times when people are in the savior and this, what's the savior, what's the
Yeah.
word, the second word, like it's complex, savior complex. They are
Yes, 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 yes.
you are actually in the, like, it's a learned helplessness. You're actually draining your energy. You're
Mhm.
taking away from your purpose. You're taking away from everything you came here to do. You are draining into someone else because you are not co- steady enough in you to take the power back and be, okay, I am here to do this. No, I'd
Yeah.
rather drain into other and pour into. That's a lot of shadow of Pisces.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Can I just say on that, because you said
you can say everything.
we're going with this war theme when you were saying like the call back. That's the retreat. That's an actual a general smart move to go, wait, come back. This is not good for
Yeah,
us. Everyone back to base now. Like, you know
I
what
love
I
it.
mean?
Love
It's
it.
that
Yeah.
retreat, regroup. This isn't working. This is
Yeah.
we're gonna lose this if we don't retreat right now. It's right. It's not like it, of course, people look at the retreat and go, oh, look, they're losing. But in a lot of ways, it's a smart move. And I think a lot of people do need to do that because bringing up that the being the savior, being this, and a lot of people have that, like, you know how it's like the empath versus the narcissist. I've been studying with my
Yeah.
spiritual teacher on this, that actually the people who are like that, like, I'm here to save people, they've got their own narcissist archetype that they refuse to witness, that they refuse to look at and to see, where it's the, I'm fixing you, you need me in your life, what would you do if you didn't have me? I will make you better. Look, I've found a place in your life that isn't well and it needs fixing. And you need me in your life to fix it, right? There's a lot of awareness we have in that area, right? I mean, there's like a whole, I know I just opened up a can of fucking worms, but go ahead. What do you think?
There's a
What are you thinking right now?
spectrum. There's a spectrum because on my I think yes, if someone intentionally, I will tell you in two ways how I see it. Just to simplify, there's obviously this is a big conversation because it's such a huge dynamic across the planet. I think there's two ways to simplify. I think if someone intentionally is aware that they are in a toxic relationship, continuously stay there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a two pieces, two opposites of the
Yep.
spectrum. One is the savior, both are toxic.
Yep.
From in my personal experience, when I went through this narcissistic, I was very pure when I went into. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know. Yes, I needed to learn a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things, but it no way when the time came, I left.
Yeah.
I learned the lessons, then I left, then I rebuilt myself. So that
Yeah.
was so for um, more spiritually aware people or who are on the path, and that is a catalyst
Mm-hmm.
that is often needed for for an empath to come in to experience that in order for them
Yep.
to understand. Because we come in for a listen, people, a lot of people probably listen are like me, can very sensitive, very giving, very there's no boundaries. There's also maybe a lot of the insecurity because of the toxic environment, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take that and make you stronger, then you're on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay
Yeah.
there and you live in that toxicity, there are two paths. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say not everyone is on the spectrum, even the empath. For me, it was needed a catalytic experience that I'm grateful for because I found in that rebirth, in rebuilding myself, I found my power and strength.
I think a
Okay, thank you
lot
for
of
listening.
people, well, this is good because I think a lot of people are there right now, you know?
Possibly, a lot of people are in maybe different what's the posts like on the road, like in
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
some
like different
are
stages of
realizing.
it, different mile markers of it.
Yeah, different milestones on that
Yeah,
path. Like because to break, especially with ADHD and all of this stuff, it's so difficult to break out. And like I've studied this for years as well. Since I learned, like since that relationship, I went deep into I didn't know what it means, narcissist. Nobody had ever
I
abused
know.
me before. Nobody had ever hit me physically. And once
Mhm.
that happened, I left. But the disentanglement is horrific and grueling and all of
Mhm.
that, but you learn a lot. It's yeah, but this we could do this is
Oh
another
my
on the
God,
list.
add this to
Yes,
our list of
I have a
topics.
special note note folder for our things, because we can't lose this. We're gonna build up and we're gonna start doing them. Okay.
Guys, you don't even know what on the side. Her and I are putting together these themes, like these themes that we could really go deep in like a master class on. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Empath versus a
And
narcissist. But this
yeah,
is good
because,
for this Aries energy because I think a lot of people, it's like that a lot of people think Aries are selfish, but it's the idea of like pull back and focus
mhm,
on yourself. It's
yeah,
okay to pull back out of these relationships. And I'm not saying you have to like go break up with people immediately, but this may be happening at work. This is happening in your family. Like they're on their own path. And if we're trying to fix people and save people and have that savior complex, right?
yeah,
It's like we're actually hindering them from their growth. We're
exactly.
hindering,
Enabling. Yeah.
we're enabling and hindering them for taking their own personal responsibility for where their life is. And then
Yeah,
when
very
we,
true. Very
right?
true.
And when we
Yeah.
pull back on that, we go like, well, what can you control? Only yourself. You can
Yeah,
only
also
control
very
yourself,
true.
your actions. And if we're so focused on other people's lives and fixing other people's lives, what are you avoiding within your own?
Yeah, very true. Again.
Right?
Such we are such true speakers. No, but it's true.
And
Everything you
then
said.
if people go, oh, well, because I work with this on like the consciousness level of people who are like, well, those people in Texas are this. And it's that us versus them. That's an exoteric level. That's a very base level consciousness, right? Us versus
Yeah.
them. Like that bipolar, that dichotomy of thinking.
Yeah.
We're right, they're wrong. Our God is good, their God is evil. Like that's some old shit, man. You know what I mean? And this Uranus and Aries is like, bro, bring it back to yourself. What do you have? What split consciousness do you have inside of you? What
Yeah.
two wolves are at war in your mind, in your soul?
And how interesting is that all of this division and feeling like the scrolling is everything is because we are looking away from what's hurting us and avoiding the healing journey. Because like all of it. And
That's it. That's it.
the more you want to avoid the healing, the more you are easily susceptible to any kind of propaganda or whatever, any sentence or anything, us versus them, like a new program, us versus them. They could invent anything, football, politics, everything. I'm not saying football's that, like, there's a beautiful
Oh no, I
side to,
hear you. I hear you.
but
I
like
hear you.
there's
I
a
hear you.
level of like, yeah, okay, us versus them. Now,
Yeah.
football's not a good example. Like, okay, let's not create like imagine
No, this is great. Let's just
oh,
piss people
create a
off this
war.
whole episode. No, I don't like
Politics
football.
as an example.
I
Like,
can't stand football. LOL. But yours is soccer. Are you talking about soccer? We call it soccer. We call it
yeah, I'm talking about that. Like, and there's a beautiful like my son plays
community.
football. There is
Yeah.
community. I
Yeah.
love that. But that obsession of us versus them, there it's
Hmm.
that. Like, let's not sit with ourselves. Let's go out and like shout
Hmm. Oh,
against the other team.
I'm gonna continue on this little trigger path because it loops around to soul purpose. When I see
Okay.
in America, it's football, not soccer, right? Like you guys are the real
Okay.
football.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
America,
yeah.
we made up a whole new fucking name and stole the word football. LOL.
Oh yeah, because you have this the other thing is a
Yes.
football and it's
Yes.
cooking. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Which
yeah, yeah.
Europe did it right. You kick the ball with your foot. That would
Yes,
be a football. In
exactly.
America, they
Exactly.
fucking run around with it in their goddamn hand. But anyways, we gotta mess it all up. Anywho, we're just really triggering the sports fans out there right now.
We
They're probably not on this podcast, so whatever.
yeah,
But
but who knows in the future?
in Europe and South America with the football, and then America with football, right? It's like when I see these, it's mostly men. Like
Hmm.
taking out their frustrations on these players, putting all their hope and their dreams and their life force into these games. Yeah, if you could see her face right now, right? It's like I look at that and I go, I love you and I hope you find purpose one day. Because the way they
Yeah,
get so mad, I mean, there are people in America, and I know the UK too. Yo, I know the UK and I know Europe, where like a bad game, if their team lost on Sunday, they'll be pissed all week. It's like,
yeah.
yo. You have life inside of you. Give this to your purpose.
Yeah.
Why, like, right when they get so upset about the actions of these players on a field.
Exactly. And then there's violence and fights and like
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah.
people and being upset for days. Like what? What? No, enough, enough. Like that's
That,
what I like. This Aries energy is
yeah.
also like the one thing is like enough with the bullshit, like
Yeah.
enough with the bullshit and the hiding and the turning your face away from like
Mm,
just reality is just staring at your face and it's beautiful once you the other thing about Aries, courage. People, let's be courageous enough to look at the things, feel the
mm.
things, ask for help if we need to. And this is a bigger conversation, and I'm not judging
Oh,
anyone. We have
yes.
been through stuff.
Yeah.
As a humanity, everyone is triggered and everyone is dysregulated. Most of the planet is, let's be honest. Let's be
Right.
honest. We are all broken and dysregulated. And that's just how we come. Like, no, we don't come like this. We come pure, but
Mm,
we came into the time that we grew up broken, dysregulated, most of us. That is just how the world, that's how split and distorted the world is. But we are also given this huge spiritual, this lift up that sometimes will feel like a destruction and death of ego, but there is so much beautiful energetic support that is carrying humanity towards healing, towards
yes.
recalibrating new frequencies constantly. The solar flares with the information, the light, the energy, our bodies are being healed,
Hmm.
ignited,
Hmm.
activated, awoken. All of the information is really available if we are cleanse our bodies, cleanse our
Mm,
minds, stay grounded. All of that. Let's not be also foolish. That is available to us.
hmm.
That is available if we just calm down, sit a little. Okay, where do I turn? How do I cleanse myself? How do we have to live in perpetual rage and scrolling? We have a choice. That's another thing. Choice
Mm,
points. We have strong choice points to choose and change every day, all the time. That's I don't know where does it come from. I didn't hear it. This thing about the choice point, like all the
mm,
time choosing, being very intentional you can shift your life like there can be shift awakening moments as in April specifically a lot where by your choice you will see how quickly the reality can shift. Not
mm,
everything, not every time the external reality will adjust immediately, but the internal reality can quite quickly because of the energy we live presently as humanity. That is very true, that beauty
amen.
and light and love is available. So when I say we are all broken and dysregulated, at some point we were or we are at like we're always kind of like on this journey of healing and go returning to wholeness. But that's just how what is human experience like. And that's not like we are not doomed. We are just like that's we came in that's just part of it. Yeah.
Yes. So many great points
Yes.
here. So many great points. And it's a reminder to all of us, anyone who listens to this podcast, like I truly believe it is becoming very evident that we have come to this planet for the greatest healing evolution this planet has ever seen. Like
So very true.
that's
100%, million
what
percent.
we're here for.
Yeah.
It is the point, right? And we're not going to be able to move forward on that path if we are tied up in everyone else's shit, right?
Yeah.
And the family drama and stuff at work and your football team. You know what I mean? It's like it is the ultimate coming back to thyself. And if everyone on the planet did that, we would shift the frequency and the consciousness so hard on the planet that the poles would move. Like not everyone's going to be on this journey with us, but a lot are. And if you're
A lot
hearing this
are.
message
And what are
right
joining?
now, it's probably you.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And more people are awakening and joining and finding help, finding communities, coming together. Like and now with the Aries energy, I think a lot of that sovereign, no bullshit anymore. A lot of the light workers and healers and a lot of people which like even I've met across me working astrologer, spiritual mentor, a lot of people I can feel in their essence, and it's like an incubator. I can feel the needing, wanting to that essence of them, the healer, the guide, the light worker, the one that wants to help in whatever, however, not in that the savior way, but in a true embodied way.
Mm.
And I think now it's the time I'll see a lot of them switching on.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm taking the course. I'm going to doing this. I'm doing this. I'm
Yes.
opening my own practice. I'm starting to teach. And
Mm.
that's what we need. And it's happening. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not happening. It's really happening. And it will keep happening on a bigger level, and things will keep crumbling, like the ones that are not working. And let's not be afraid, because Aries is like, okay, things like I do like to post these kind of superwoman like memes as well.
Mhm.
Like I really like, because like there's that energy of being unafraid, because we know we have the power to through this, and to even enjoy the ride. Like we need the memes and the humor and the like stand up. I
Yeah.
think comedy, I don't know, this is the side, it's like a tangent, but how, like I don't know if it's only for me, but the comedy has become one of the biggest medicines. Like the stand-up comedy is on the rise. You know why? Because people need joy. We need to
Yes.
remember to have fun. I think Aries also, Pisces can be quite like, oh, let's not look at the truth. Let's do something. Like Aries is like, let's have fun. Let's look at the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, the shit is happening, but let's have fun. Let's laugh at things. Let's go get stuff done. Let's work a bit. Let's sleep. Let's have sex.
Yeah.
This is the area. I like it.
And because it's got
Anyway,
that childlike essence to it,
yes,
because it's the first on the wheel, right? It's
it's
got that
yeah,
like,
yeah. Sorry, yeah,
no, wouldn't you say like when does it, isn't it like the first three are pretty still in that like Aries, Taurus, Gemini are like the children of the zodiac, kind of?
yes. Yes is the first, like when you kind of come into the body, like, and
Mm.
then Gemini, you start to communicate, and Cancer is like when
Yeah.
you become emotionally aware.
Yeah.
Like, but Aries, it's like, oh, let's just experience life.
Mhm.
It's like it's also the full card in the
Yeah.
tarot. It's like we're leaping into a newness, and it's exciting and it's scary at the same time,
Yeah.
but it's like activating our spiritual muscle of courage.
Mm.
I love it. I've been doing that all my life. For me, it's like, yes, it's exciting.
Oh my God. I love this conversation.
I
I
think we
fucking
had a
love.
whole episode about Neptune. Do we look? So what? Let me.
No, this was great. Like, yeah, you look at your notes and see where we are. I want to say, like, this keeps coming
Yeah,
back to the narcissist, right? Because I think like
yeah,
it's become a buzzword, and
yeah.
narcissist comes from the story of Narcissus, right? Like a
Yeah.
Greek
The God.
myths. And
Yeah.
with Narcissus, there's some great stories and tales in there, but he looks over the water,
Pond. Yeah, the water. Yeah.
the pond and water and the truth, and he sees himself, right? And I think this time, this Uranus, right, in Aries, and all this Aries energy happening this year is going to remind us, right? If Aries is about thyself, like thyself,
Yes.
and choosing thyself in this path. So the story of Narcissus, like looking over and being like, I see myself. Like this is, and there's more to it, and there's depth to it, and his like relationship with Echo and the ego, and like there's some
Yeah.
sadness in there, and there's some beauty in there. Um, but I think this year is really gonna have people like really fucking look at themselves. And in
I felt
water,
what you're saying. Yeah, that's really
like
beautiful.
water
And
is truth in every myth around every
yeah,
ancient civilization. Water is like, the river of truth, the ocean of truth, right? And
yeah.
and I think people are going to take a hard look at their true self this year.
And also the truth of themselves, but also the God self, both of them,
Yes.
both. And that's
Yes.
where we find, like, once you look through the cracks and through the distortions, which is not you, that is not you. The divine self we came in, that is the
Right.
programming, the trauma, the conditioning, and often why people are so scared and in so much pain and suffering, because they have identified with that false ego self. And because we get so used to that being our identity, that's why it's so hard. That's why we stay in the
Mm,
suffering, because it's familiar. I think
mm,
Aries will awaken that connection to the root chakra, is really coming, like the God self coming down. Like, so I see this also as our higher self, as our oversoul being more present, like not being like, oh, this is a very spiritual thing. Every day, God self here, having for some of us like these very, like a very direct communication, directly being guided, not being lost in the mind, like being connected so much with your God self, your higher
mm.
self, your guide, your inner, really who you truly are. And that like living it out in your human body. That's all, like that's how I see it. That root chakra,
Yes.
Neptune into root chakra. That's God essence, because we are all God, having like God is living through us. So once we truly, truly understand and surrender in that sense is really beautiful. It's not weakness, it's not giving up. Surrender is the most powerful thing you can do, because you give up the idea that you are the suffering, you are the pain, you are what the other people did to you, sometimes even conscious memory. When you give up, we start to heal. We start to
Mm,
access that part of us that is love and truth and God. And
mm.
I think that's beautiful. How, where does this come from? I love this.
Woo!
Thank you, universe and
Woo!
spirit. Thank
Gonna be
you. This
some
was great.
sweating after this episode. Oh my God. I love
This
guys.
is,
We kick this off and don't prepare for these and we don't talk to
oh
each other
no,
about these episodes beforehand.
we never, we just go on. We don't even have a like like we have 1 minute conversation, then we go on. And it's beautiful. Like how amazing that we have a special channel.
We
Like this
do.
kind of channel only opens with you. And I'm really grateful, because so for today, I was like, I want this to be incredibly healing. Not don't like I always ask for me to be a vessel and a channel for the highest good for everyone who will ever listen in any kind of time, across time. But then today I asked, can it be very healing for me? And now it is. And
Mm,
now I see. And I was like, yes, spirit, yes, God, you're here in the body. I can
yeah,
feel it. I can
yeah,
feel it.
yeah.
So thank you, everyone. I don't think we have, I don't, what else is happening? I don't even know.
Why
There's
don't
other
we
things happening, but we kind of, but this is the main thing that's happening.
this is
We are
the
not
main thing.
traditional. We are not traditionally astrological podcast in a sense that we go by dates. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't.
No, you and I are we're individual channels, and then when we get together, we open this mega channel. So
Yes,
this is what they do.
and astrology, I think it's not like we don't like structure it. I think astrology is just like ping, Neptune in Aries, and then the conversation takes us where
Yeah,
it has to take us, and the
yeah.
information will be. Yeah, yeah, I see it like that. Like I don't feel, I used to feel like, oh, we didn't share the other things, but whatever is coming through, it's fully enough and what's needed.
Absolutely. Why don't we leave it with one more positive, not positive or whatever inspirational thing you want to
Negative. Why don't
say?
we
Or
leave with the
why don't we leave
negative?
them with one negative trigger again to piss them the fuck off,
Just
whoever we haven't
trigger
pissed
the
off?
people.
We don't even try to trigger. Like I'm one of those people. Like I'm not trying to be like triggery out in the world, and then I say something. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That affected you. But wait, because
We are
I we've
not
been
sorry anymore as well.
we're
Yeah,
not
go
sorry.
on.
In
No.
our in the Daydream Business School, we have our book club, and in March it was Love Money, Money Loves You. And I love one of the things, and she channels the energy of money. And I know you've been enjoying that book, and a
Yeah,
bunch of
love
people have
it.
enjoyed it. And I got to a part in the book where I'd been saying this, but it felt so good to have someone else confirm this, that
Mm.
like it may feel like it's like things aren't happening or things aren't moving or it's not working, so to say. Like those are the words that people say, like things aren't moving, it's
Yeah.
not working, it's not. There in this, she points out and agrees with what I've been saying. Over the next 10 to 20 years, there is going to be more people upgrading in their consciousness level and kicking on and embarking on their healing journey than we've ever seen on the planet. So if you are someone where like, no, everyone else has their Reiki business, I can't do it now, it's a saturated market. The fuck it is. It is not that we don't have enough hands on deck. We don't have enough
Sure.
guides, leaders, healers. And how do you become a guide, leader, and healer? You gotta do it yourself first. You have to get on your healing path. You can't
Yeah.
skip your healing path and then think you're gonna go help people. It's a vibrational thing, honey. So
No.
if you
Yeah.
are on your healing path now, great, because you're probably going to be used in the next 10 to 20 years. If you have done your healing path, and that's not ever ending, but like if you've gone through your stuff and you're like, I've got this help, I've got this work, I've got this healing, I've got this book, I've got this process. Please keep going with it. Find people like me, find people like
Yeah.
Ineza, wherever you are on that journey, because we will be put to work, baby. You will be put to
Mhm.
work. You will be needed. Your business will be soaring. There is so much support. There is so much financial support here already.
Yeah.
And coming to help you with this, come find the psychos like me who love to help people with the stuff that everyone hates. All right. Or meet up with Ineza and she will help you and walk you through that healing journey.
I have nothing to add. This is beautiful, very positive. Also, so excited for
Ah,
Sophia Code for April. Like I have
yes.
listened to, like, oh, it's so activating. And so I have listened to Sophia Code when I really needed help, when it's like I'm broken, I'm alone, I'm in dark. Those are the most, also another thing I want to leave people with. Is it okay? We can,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we,
yeah, 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 go, go, go.
when, so one of one of the most darkest, most terrifying times of your life will be the biggest portals for change, healing, activation, and you shifting into just somewhere beautiful if you just surrender and allow and be in
Mm,
the pain. And I know it's hard, and it's not it's this is a longer conversation, and this is we could have another workshop and masterclass on this, how the darkest times of your life is the biggest portals of enlightenment, awakening to your purpose, awakening to yourself, awakening to who you are, and destruction of the false self, which feels
yes.
like death.
That's
Very
gonna
much.
be, we'll make sure we cover that in our Dark Night of the Soul masterclass, because that's where that belongs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna not just note that down.
Oh, I hope you're organizing all these because I am not. LOL.
I
But once we
am.
okay, good, good. You are, you are. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I don't know when and how this series is coming to life, but when it does, oh my God, watch out, people.
I am
Oh,
making it older because I can see the potency of the healing that he will can bring to so many people because we both have been through like on different levels. We bring a lot. I think we have so much to give to people, like in these condensed experiences, maybe master classes or kind of guided journeys or
mhm.
however it comes out. I think it will be like a series of that. It could just be so like amazing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's
Guys,
end
this
with
is what it looks like to have ideas, to be called to do things, and to give it life, give it attention, write it down, take it serious. Like her and I
yeah.
don't have the time for this right now, but we know we can feel this will be so beautiful. We're walking examples of this. We both have other businesses and other missions and clients we have and things to serve, and these new things coming down the pipeline, you
Yeah,
know?
and this is like I've not I have I like to organize them. I like to put like because I know now that wherever I haven't put anything down, it will just nag me on the back. Like I like organization. I like to put things, write things down, talk about it. This is also a part of manifestation, which is something like I want to do in the future, like manifestation connected to astrology and star seeds and all of that.
Yeah.
Like that's a beautiful part. Like we came to this earth to master manifestation, or however you want to call it. So that's a these themes are so across the planet will be waking up. So, like you said, like if
Mm,
you have something to give to humanity, come find us, find people that are your tribe, your community, a guide, if you need one. Just yeah, just have the courage to be yourself and do the thing that feels like this is you. That's me for today. Thank you so
yeah.
much for
What's a
listening.
way that as while
Yeah.
everyone peers over into the water of truth and deeply looks at themselves over the next year, lol. Um,
I love these. These are so fun.
these are so fun. What's alive in you now to share with people how to work with you this month?
So you can find me on my website, which you will have in notes, www.inesonchik.com. That's everything is there. Um, I kind of put everything out. Now I have a lot of people coming through. So you can just go on my website, see what feels good to you. And the container that I'm loving absolutely, and people are joining quite a lot. So quite booked out, which was my dream, like for like in the beginning of
Yes.
the year. It's March, right? It's April. I am booked out. Like
Yeah.
for it's like what?
Yes.
So it's mentoring with stars, which is with Jayme is part of it as well, which is a monthly personal hour with me where we go with astrology, karmic astrology, deep into all the things I'm about: depth, spiritual journey, alchemy, psychotherapy, spiritual mentoring. I bring all of that to the session. It's tailored to you, your energy, what you need in the specific moment. So the website's in the notes.
Yep.
You want to learn more, and if you feel called, yeah, I'd be happy to
It's
see.
amazing. It's amazing. I love having my notes that you send me at the end, and I can organize
Yeah,
them and just look back on them. Also, like I'm going through big changes this year, and having you like in my court being like, yo, let's look at this. Like this is where this has happened. This is why this happened. Like da da da, and
yeah,
it's all there. Like the backup of like this is a really big fucking year for me, and having someone like
yeah,
you in my court is huge. Absolutely huge to just go back and lean on that. I can see the different placements and what's happening, certain time. Like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
yeah. I love it too. I just like I go. Yeah, it's a really beautiful journey. Also, as to witness someone to just go and be like, because we go like so we because we cover the astrological transits, but then I also with every session we go deeper into one natal. So I love the
Yeah.
asteroids. The Black Moon Lilith has been coming up for a lot. For you, it was Vesta, which is like the sacred purpose and the
Hmm.
fire. So all of these things are so fascinating. I will never fall out of love if with astrology. Every session with the client, when I prepare, it's like I love this so much. In a sense, like I this is my craft. Like I've studied this for a lifetime. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then on my end, I have the idea incubator coming out. We start live. It's a live workshop series with me, 9 weeks long. It's 9 steps to this process to use the manifestation current, to go from idea to creation, to go from idea to reality. We will have 3 weeks on, 1 week off, which is the way I flow. We kick it off next Monday. It doesn't matter if you're hearing this after the 7th, you can jump in and start your day one. Listen to those workshops and get caught up right with the group. I am selling this for only $99. So literally, it is so cheap. This could be $999, but I really want, there's a lot of people on the planet who got a lot of great ideas, and it's time to kick it off. If you're in my school, if you're like, wait, do I do that or Daydream? Everyone in Daydream gets it. These are the types of curriculums that are coming to me and through me. So I already have a full school of people who are going to come on this purpose, but I am opening this one up to the public for only $99. So let's go in the show notes at the end, in the cliff notes or whatever, not the cliff notes, the little like end show notes. You'll see the link for the idea incubator.
Yeah.
I give the entire 9 week description of the things we'll be going over, and I will be writing a book behind the scenes on this. So this is one of those like I'm fucking mega serious about this process and I can't wait. So
I know. I just in awe of like all the things that you're just providing. Like I am part of your world. It's just like, huh? I know. I look at your chart. It's like this is a big year. This is like you're launching into this super mega like leader, which is like, yeah,
thank you.
congratulations. Congratulations.
On the
That's
back
all.
end, it's so scary. And on the back end, I literally half my body is like, are you fucking serious? Are we seriously doing this? Is this a joke? And the other part of me is like, shut the fuck up, sit back and buckle up, bitch. This is your year. This is the year. Like one is like, can we sleep? And the other part is like pounding on the chest. Like that's it. Take a deep breath, get a cup of coffee, go for a walk, and get back to work. And that's the two wolves inside of me. LOL.
Yeah. I love it. I think this is beautiful manifestation of Aries as well. It's like, but it's also your personal energy as a leader, and you are also an example for many others to just take the path and just do things. So we are all just looking at you, and it's like, yes. So when you when you get tired,
Woo!
but please rest. Please
Yes.
remember to rest.
There's
Okay.
lots of resting, and sometimes I
Okay.
use my babysitter moments to read books. When I have a babysitter come over, I don't work, I'll read books. And I've gotten into fantasy books, so I don't read as much business or
Yeah.
spirituality, like which can be overwhelming. I will read a fantasy
Yeah.
book, and I've read like 150 pages of one of these fantasy books in 7 days, and I'm so proud of myself.
I
Because
am
it,
so proud of you as well.
right? It's like rest for me.
Yeah, but this, like the way you say, not doing a spiritual or content, for me, it's really books that take me away into another world about love and
Yes.
beauty,
Yes.
which but very fictional. There is a depth, but they are very, there's not teaching element, because I'm obsessed always. Also, see, you will understand this. Always
Exactly.
learning, like obsessively learning. And then stand-up comedy is one of the like, oh my God, I
I gotta
laugh
do
by
that.
myself. And I know all I probably know all the stand-up comedy in the world.
Wow.
I am like, I am obsessed. I love humor. I love great English humor. My favorite Irish, Scottish as well.
Yes.
Like when time, like when the world, I'm gonna speak this into existence just quickly. When the world, like when my finances and my freedom allows me, which is very, very soon, I want to just go to comedy shows with friends, like
Yes.
Go with you guys, go to Scotland, go to Ireland, go to London. That's what I want. I don't
I
know why.
love
Like
this.
I'm speaking this out, so there's a container.
I
So
can
everyone
feel
who's
it.
listening, let's get together and go to comedy shows. Like how
I
fun.
love it.
And
Let's meet up in the UK and just go to comedy shows and
yes.
then eat and
Yeah.
just eat and laugh and eat and laugh and walk.
This
And
should
eat
be
and
our
laugh and walk.
retreat. Not
Maybe.
really like spirit, like we
Yeah.
already do spiritual work. This will be stand-up
And
comedy, like
food.
retreat, comedy retreat. Like humor is medicine. This is the,
Yes.
oh my God. Okay.
I love
I gotta
us.
stop
I love us.
talking.
Who's coming to fucking Europe with us? LOL. Okay.
Okay.
This was a great
This
episode.
was so great and so much fun.
All right.
And I'm sweating because it's just the energy is like really high vibrational. So I think I just heal and just
Yeah.
like anyways, that was too much information, but I
No,
apologize.
we're both sweating. It's perfect. I hope everyone else who's listening to this is laughing and swearing and sweating. Can't imagine what I'll call this one. Okay. Thank you all
Okay,
for
thank
tuning in.
you.
We are so fucking cool. Just come and find us in our worlds. We're making shit happen. If you're not making
Yeah,
shit happen in your life, get in our world. Get in our world and things will change. Okay.
yeah.
We love you all so much. We will
Love
see
you.
you next month. Bye.